Hello and welcome back. It's time for Faze versus Astralis, and the first map is going to be Mirage. So another Mirage for Astralis to sink their teeth into, and I think that probably...
I think it's Phase G2.
Phase G2, sorry, hello. I'm back in the room. Thank you very much.
Sure.
It is 4 G2 matches. What am I talking about? I think I said that when I threw to break as well. I'm a terrible human being. I'm not even tired. I'm just a terrible human being.
I don't think that makes you a bad person.
You're right. I'm not a terrible human being. I'm great. So it is going to be G2 versus Faze. And again, even though G2 were on the short end of the stick there, I do think that that was a very tough game of Mirage for both sides. And it's against one of the best, well, maybe arguably the strongest opponent. To be honest, I think the way Astralis are playing at the moment, they're the best team in the world. So if you don't agree with that, I don't care. But I think that's a good warm-up to play Faze.
Yeah, we basically said, I think, during the season at ECS, before they went to Marseille, if they play like this on land, they're the best team in the world. They go to Marseille, they win.
In great fashion.
Seems like it. Seems like they're the best team in the world.
Now, Faze are a team, obviously, who have ECS playing for them at the moment. He's slowly settling into the role, doing better than when he first started. But of course, this is a weaker Faze. And some teams commented that they didn't seem as, I mean, in Marseille, people saying they're not relying on their aim as much as they would before. So I don't know if that means they're in some kind of transition period where they're trying to be more strategical, or what exactly that means. But some of their opponents mentioned that they didn't feel as strong as they have in the past.
Could be a confidence thing as well, because it's a very confidence-driven style of play where it leverages the individuals massively, and you have players going off here or there and everywhere. And the fact that you can make a play and not worry if you die, I feel like that's an extreme that you have with Faze, because I make a play. Oh, Nico's still alive, or Guardian's still alive. Any single player can just win the round for you. So maybe there is an extra added burden whilst ECS has been settling in. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Either way, we have known big teams to essentially, rely on their confidence. They'll have swings to their confidence. They'll have some results that will boost them up, result in, and they will have slumping periods. And then that in itself is something that we need to see with Faze. But it's just sad for me that we're not seeing it with their actual full lineup, because how they handle a slump period. Because it seems to be an inevitability of all teams that they'll have a slump period. Astralis in their core is a very good example of they had slumps, although one of the things that really makes them special is that consistency we see from them, and that is within, that's because of their structure. And they're a team which has integrated individual skill and a very structured and disciplined play style and made it work. That's very hard to do. I don't think Faze are there for something like that, but it's a tough time.
It is a tough time. Sometimes to talk as well. And we don't know how long this time will exist for, because Olofmeister is keeping his things private. He did post, I want to say, I don't follow him on Instagram, but I think it was an Instagram post, like in a coffee shop or something, which I think at this point people will read too much into. I think he's just like, look at me, I'm stylish, I'm having this coffee in this coffee shop. But people are like, oh, does this mean he's back soon? Or something. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I don't believe so. So we will see how things proceed with ECS in a situ. The game should be live soon. The knife is happening as we speak. So we will see. We will soon see what we will see.
Predictions, James.
How about that? Predictions. Well, I think that it's difficult to pick against Astralis right now. I don't know that I would pick any team against them at the moment. So, like specifically in this match on Mirage right now. So I feel like a Faze who have 4 of their starting lineup, you can't pick against Astralis in this form.
It's G2.
It's G2. Oh
yeah,
my god! Why do I keep doing that? Why am I doing this? I'm doing it on camera. It's embarrassing.
I wanted to believe, actually, when you said that.
Why do I keep saying Astralis? What is my obsession? I'm so sorry.
They're really good.
Well, it's Max Kevlar's again, except for Carrigan, Smoke, Flash. And G2, I mean, despite having losses against Astralis, they did play quite well, and Kenny S was really awesome to watch. So we'll see if they can continue form. Starts off well though for Rain and ECS, getting themselves onto the B bomb site. ECS just sitting there, providing presence. Guardian tapping away with the P250. Beautiful stuff. Awkward engagement on B. Bomb will make its way to A though, and the round will likely be won unless Body can do something incredible.
I like how Body left his 1 bullet in case of a repeat there before eventually reloading behind the pillar, and there he is dispatched of. Okay, it's G2, a team of French-speaking players.
It's kind of a similar pistol to what Astralis did, where they went top mid with 3 people, and then they hope they don't get one shot. It was like everybody armors up, and then you bust out. It was similar to a freeze strat that they did with Heroic, and also North did the strat as well, where they would try to get mid control with blocks and no utility, and then get in window, swarm connector, and get to all these close angles. It's a little bit of a risk at first, but if the USPs miss their initial bullets, then everything falls into place.
Faze looking to move promptly into the A site, so as we can see the B bomb site has been stacked, so we'll see what G2 choose to do. At this point, I mean, they will hear the grenades once they've been deployed, but I think they should just save and beat at this point. They're so far away. If it was Inferno, I feel like most of the time a CT side is going to save and beat a bomb site, but Mirage, not necessarily a guarantee, but we will see what they choose to do. Could play for exits. They do start to leave the B bomb site now with all these grenades being deployed elsewhere. So with CT still open to them, maybe they go for it. I mean, they're all here. They've checked that there's no flanker around the mid position, so we'll see what they can do with just these CZs and this 5-7 on body.
Yep, not an ideal spot. And so far, nothing all that promising for G2. Exist looking for that peek. He knows they're there, and he's going to get one frag before being traded out. So pretty cool from G2. They're doing a lot of damage here, right at the outskirts. Maybe even able to pick up a gun. Indeed, 2 UMPs collected, 1 now discarded. Not quite able to get that one mixed well, but he does steal away the UMP and survives, and that's an additional death there. Nico actually peeking in and dying to the bomb. So 2 rounds for FaZe. And they're not out of the woods just yet here. I mean, this is not a full eco they're up against. There's a CZ, there's a 5-7, there's 2 UMPs with Kevlars and helmets. This could be kind of worrying if they do place these defenders in good positions, G2. Going for B-stack.
Yeah, definitely even getting 2 or 3 kills would be huge. Obviously not breaking the window to make it seem as though they have stacked the other site.
I like it. I try and do this sometimes, but of course, people are like, oh, I'm going to shoot the window, and it just doesn't happen. So we'll see what Faze's approach is. Especially if they get this kill, will that allow them to continue, because they are in position to split the site, essentially. Exit will be the information man. There's one player taken out and traded, and now we have a player boosted on default. Kenny's got a kill, though, and he will be taken out as well. Apex, I don't know if this is his own 5-7 or if it's Body's. I had a brief conversation with Body. He thinks the 5-7's all right. I'm not convinced, but we'll see if there's more 5-7 action as this game continues. I'm not convinced.
The up is in the hands of Kenny Yes now, and we all wanted to see that. Carrigan on the Mag 10, so he can play the information game for his team. Guarding with a bunny. And he may just go and explode on 8. Carrigan with the Mag 10 is running through the underpass, making noise. And getting spotted through connector. Big mid presence from G2. Pretty much 4 players there if they wanted. All 4 to respond to middle to try to pressure, but they'll actually fall back in. Oh my god, how is Rangers going to get 2 kills there? As you do.
Spraying as well. Normally he's the burst man, but occasionally he will spray, should the situation ask for it. Ooh, Body doesn't see the player towards Tetris. Guardian.
They just got wrecked there. They're just like 1 by 1, everyone just got picked off. It seemed very unprepared. And that is not how you want it, how you want your first buy round to be.
This is tough because normally versus Astralis they were very good at mid, and their Rain killed both players playing mid. Night and day.
Well, we'll see if it can change for G2. If they can force a change, if they can make that change
Tupac.
in the next buy rounds. It's Michael Jackson, man in the mirror.
Gandhi.
Make that change.
I'm with Launders here, and he mentioned Tupac. I'm with him.
You two together, right? Combined is like the worst
10 IQ.
Power Ranger, Megas, or whatever.
Well, at least we are one, because that's pretty dope.
Oh dear.
I want to be Death Sight.
Eco Town for G2.
No haircuts today, it seems. A push. Well, they spot the mana shadow. Oh, very nice from Nico, as you would expect. Cleaning things up. Just MBK left. Faze off to a very quick start here. Quick 5-0 against G2. G2's first fire round not working out too well. And this one, much of the same. This round, much of the same.
I think Guardian shot NBK through the wall there, which is lovely. Unless you're NBK.
Double up.
I would think about it.
Or on B, or in mid, as we saw Astralis previously.
Oh,
No.
not gonna do it.
He's
I guess it
teasing
would have
us.
been low on nades. He was the only other one that could buy full nades.
Up he goes, very quickly indeed. Waiting for a flashbang. There's the flash. And now Kenius is in position. No one's crossed to mid just yet. He might have a fair read of that, but he gets flashed a second time. Spotted as well by Rain. Gotta be careful on that re-peek. Very careful indeed. The bomb still in T-spawn for the time being. Looks like it might head towards the A site. Can you see somebody moving down towards the connector position? What can the CTs do about it? Well, there's Apex to take Karrigan out. And he may confuse Karrigan with Rain. So we'll see if Rain re-aggresses. Indeed he will.
There's the push through the smoke. Looking for the first victim. Running across the site, Apex gets caught by Rain as Rain is a bit exposed. Tries to reposition, but eventually he is dead. Leaving just 2 players from pits. Nice pick off from Guardian. Oh, second as well. It looks so hopeless, but now there's a chance. Guardian making maneuvers and the peek. Oh, he can't quite get the shot off in time. MBK with the denial. And now it falls to Nico. 18 health. Has the bomb. Doesn't really have time though.
See if Miko can capitalize on Guardian's play there. Full sentry mode by Guardian, but has it been enough to keep G2 on a big fat 0? Even if it isn't, there are other implications. If only 2 survive for G2. 15 seconds now, and Nico's managed to get one play to rotate, but will there be time to plant the bomb as Mixwell's not facing, just hiding in the firebox position, and 4 seconds. He's got time to plant the bomb, but Mixwell will not allow it. 2 players surviving for G2. Guardian's play here was absolutely ridiculous, and he is one of the players you can really learn from as an AWPer. Going back to Dust 2, watching his T-side peaks, could learn a lot from him. I certainly did.
That was sick how NBK knew exactly what Guardian was going to do. With the amount of time left, the opportunity there to have both those players closed in the connector. It's like, hey, I'm going to pre-fire this there. Because I know Guardian's about to peek it. So on Guardian's screen, it looked like he didn't even peek yet. So fast he got killed. Super quick.
Yeah, and 2 ops now for G2, Mixwell and Kenny. Initially they will find nothing in mid. Faze very delayed into mid. And so they will circumvent the AWP shenanigans. Or maybe they won't, because here comes a boost onto the short position. Although Mixwell falls off very quickly. Oh, that peek from Nico, clean onto body. Now problems as the peek comes in from Apex, spots the second one, goes for the engagement, and Exist can't get the trade. That is a big frag because Apex don't stop. Karrigan now tries to salvage the situation. They found an MTB bomb site. G2 were convinced of A, but it is now, in fact, B. But oh, the AWPer is left with the bomb. Karrigan makes the play forwards. Guardian now alone in a 1v3, has to plant it still as well.
Mixwell saved by the desk of the cash register there with that flashbang. And it seems Faze were waiting for the rotation to pick off some players, to make the post plant easier for them. Guardian with some info. Good luck trying to beat Guardian in this situation. Apex will be very important in that short position. Guardian doesn't know what's safe, what isn't safe. There's another deep flashbang for him. Is he exposed to Apex? He is, just about. And there is the retake for G2.
It's a very nice flash. A great round from Apex, who played connector perfectly once again. And there was a previous round where there's a great flash timing into connector. He came through the top connector smoke, isolated his one fight with the smoke that stayed through bottom connector, and here he just easily outguns both of them.
Exist didn't hit him once.
Is that a
That's
whip?
crazy to me, because it... Whoa. Didn't hit him a single time.
A little bit of a whiff.
And there was a lot of time there for him to take shots onto Apex. That was pretty huge. Pretty huge. And the mid take from G2 comes in. Aggressive stuff. FaZe, they just want A. They don't care about mids, they just want A.
Body in the smoke. How long can he stand here for? Hasn't blocked anybody. Apex with 2, stealing all the kills is Apex. 3 for Apex. Finally getting taken down, and all of a sudden Guardian is alone. Wrong side of the smoke, wondering what has become of his teammates. A minute 20 on the clock, and making himself a 1 versus 1. Mixwell moving up to the top. Goes past the angle. I think he spotted Mixwell there. Goes back one too many times, however.
Back to the well.
Back to the well, indeed.
G2, it looked like a brand new team here with Apex. He's gotten so many kills on A. He has saved their economy, got them rounds, allowed them to continue to double up, earned them an eco from FaZe, and made it look like G2 got the lucky 5-0 start at this point. If I'm FaZe, I stay far away from G2 for the rest of this half.
And it's
Far
good
away
that
from Apex, sorry.
it's good that they are ready to deliver that after such a terrible start as well. It's a good start for Apex. Continues to be a problem. Rain will press on. Body playing the triple position, but I think his shadow may be exposed. No, it's not actually, but he's dead anyway. Seems Rain has a read. Spots plays in connector as well, but he's taken CT. And now he can run bait as Nico is by the sandwich position. Rain's limited in what he can do though, and these pistols with no Kevlar will also be quite limited, but maybe a 1D can happen. 1 minute on the clock. Apex cleaning house. Wasn't he just top mid? Oh, there he goes. 1 shot, 1 kill for Guardian. And now he's alone versus the remainder of G2. Again, looking for a 1 versus 1. Not sure if he's being flanked. Knows the angles to check, but you see Mixwell with some dirty angles off his own. It's making life more difficult. Oh, does he have time if he runs straight into the B-bomb site? I think he just might. There is a... Okay, Mixwell, he's moving top mid, but I think... I'm not sure if he's seen him or not, but this will be a superior angle, so surely this will be impossible now for Guardian.
Just gonna not get opt. Dull task. Mixwell hits the easy shot. And G2 close out another round. No op option for Guardian on this one. And they had too much money to say we are going to save. They had to buy here.
Buy they will. AKs all around. The double ops though been successful for G2 so far. We saw slow mid takes from FaZe previously, and that actually worked out for them. Big B apps presence here. MBK does not have an orb in the B bomb sites. Carrigan wins the 1v1 here. That's a really nice and promising situation for FaZe. With MBK, he's gonna go through the smoke. Out goes Carrigan. They have no idea. MBK sitting in the apartments in the smoke. He could win the round single-handedly, potentially. He's got a very good position. Fast frag. MBK going for the second and full spray through the wall, not working out as team kills come into play. Apex just executes MBK. Oh my goodness, what's going on?
That is insane. Carrigan from the door position. Now he's the last man, 1 versus 2. No grenades for Carrigan. Where are these CTs? He might not even realize that MBK was in an apartment and is dead! Oh, and Body just ran into it, trying to trade for his teammate. He takes the bullet. I didn't think Carrigan knew anything about that.
What on earth is this?
What a combination of
Come on,
events.
Oh. Oh my god.
4 left, but G2 are tilted. They are tilted off of their faces right now.
That is just one of those things. They
Happens.
still have a buy. They've got double sniper rifles. Got to move on. Can't hold on to it. Can't dwell. Cannot dwell. No dilly-dallying.
The worst part is Apex killing MBK in the strongest position by far in B-Apps.
He's just wired. You can't blame him. When he got those kills on A, there were 4 people moving out. Half ramp, half palace. Man sees something, he shoots it, just like DDK.
Oh, Carrigan. I mean, I respect the
Sometimes you gotta
attempts.
try it.
I respect the attempts, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he thought there was a window of opportunity. Some people lurk through the smokes. For very famous for doing that.
Yeah, it's becoming more common, the walk through the connector smoke.
G2 are right back into it. They right back into it. This is getting scary now.
Statements. French team on the CT side of 2 AWPs and 2 AKs. It's not good if you are the opponents.
Apex is playing well. Mixwell's playing well. Kenny's getting back in there. So it's starting to get a little bit scary for FaZe. I think G2 finally hit the ground running.
This is a curious force buy.
Yikes. That's the value of picking where Kenny has picked from, is if you jump up, it's a little bit harder to fall off, but you're likely to get lagged on free fire, as opposed to take it right to the body because you're standing up higher than normal.
And this is working out. They've only lost 1 man, G2 so far, and most of the danger weapons are gone. And I say most of because basically all of these guns are very dangerous. Deagle. Oh, Rain can't find himself one more. Still good damage done though. 2 kills. Won't be a third. G2 ties the score line. 6-6. The money is full eco territory for FaZe. And G2 stand not only to gain money, but to gain another round pretty easily here. It took a lot for them to be able to come back into this one. We start again, like it started with Apex, sort of murdering everyone.
And then murdering MBK.
Then murdering MBK, yes.
And then Kenny S picking up where he left off. The next round of connector.
Nice.
Everyone pushed in.
Wow, how does he get no... There's like no bullets hit there. That nade was just straight on.
Oh my god.
They're actually... This is very strange that they're doing so much damage here. They're so blind, pistol comes out. And there you go. Thank you, Mixwell. Finishing everything off. 7-6. And the buy comes in from FaZe.
Score still close, of course. Another good game of Mirage. The first of 2 matches between these 2 teams. The second of which is going to be Overpass. Can't wait for that either. So let's see what they can do. Kenyas back into the short position. We saw this on the previous Mirage, waiting for the flashbang as he was last time. If there is a flash though, will he get caught by the second one? So that is what happened previous. Mixwell, oh, didn't expect somebody there perhaps. But he's got some information for his team. Meanwhile, somebody jumps up beyond top mid. A re-aggression from Apex. Savage aggression from him. Mixwell makes his presence known. Lots of spray from the AKs, but the kills going the way of FaZe.
Man, that was immensely attempted mid-control. They actually left mid-window wide open. I'm so shocked that Mixwell actually jumped out to peek underpass. That can be very dangerous. He's fortunate enough to get away with his life. But yeah, boost went unnoticed. FACEIT's compromised. I feel like this round was kind of gifted to FaZe.
Yeah, I kind of liked the aggression from Apex in a sense, but it's very hard to pull that one off. It's a nice shot from Kenny on the single scope. Very quick. There's a 2 AWP, so they don't really have the ability to... Oh my goodness!
Days.
Another very long-range shot, quick scope from Kenny. And now maybe they're thinking about this. Indeed, there's the smoke in the palace. They are going to be going for this now. Smokes all over the place. They have a solid opportunity to make this one work. Although Kenny must figure out the 1v1s. How does he do this? Guardian's the first man, and he is just going to drive by Kenny there. Good peek off the AK. First bullet connected. 7-7 the score. Right now, G2 definitely feeling a little bit worse for wear after that round.
Dude.
So good.
So fast.
That is a very particular, like, flick. It's your target is so small. Crouched on just this awkward angle.
Kenny S is having a good day, but it remains to be seen whether the day will be good for G2. And that is not a good start in this round. The fight in the underpass will be won by FaZe as well. They are looking strong for this final round of the first half. What are G2 going to do?
2 snipers remain for G2. 2 of the 3 players in A, and Kenny going to see what is happening on B. I think Harrigan's in a short position, trying to secure what he can of the site, while the bomb heads in that direction. Why are there no CTs here? Where are the CTs? Well, there he is. Kenny just bouncing along. Super Mario Brothers with an AWP. It's a homebrew version. And FaZe will rotate away from the B bomb site. 2 players of the 3 in mid. And Kenny's moving up the short area, so this could spell disaster for one of these teams.
Yeah, this recovery has been quite good here for G2 so far. And as you said, there's a lot to worry about here for the AWPers, but they are still in a pretty decent position to deal with this round. And FaZe are all bunched up. And a boost into the window with Nico, the rifle on him. You'll see what he can get from this position. Very good defense, having a man such as Body in the pit position here really is the money position. When there's an A attack like this, you can see Body will just arrive to hit, have no idea, they're so exposed to his position, he'll get a double. And now it's just Nico remaining in the 1v3.
Versus 2 snipers, it may be difficult for G2 to trade in this situation. Kenny, though, notes how he doesn't overexpose his barrel in the way he peeks. He sweeps around, so there's as little warning as possible while he's making the steps. Continues to do ridiculous things. 14 for 8 is Kenny. 8 to 7 are G2.
Great recovery. Overall, very fantastic. That was a nice round from FaZe, though. Getting up to connector 3v3.
Ooh.
Splitting on A. Man. Holy smokes.
Such a beast. That was quite interesting too, though, because again, like you have 3 men remaining, and the AWPs can play like really defensive, catch-all positions, but to have Body in the pit position is just such a GG kind of position to hold. All the Kevlars again for the T's. They're just going to run into B. B rush.
Straight in, they go out the window, and out of the round is Carrigan. Guardian on the high ground again, trying to avoid getting pre-fired perhaps. The CTs are still pretty far away on A, holding down an angle towards a short position, so this is not looking good for FaZe, this pistol round. Guardian by the door, and we've got the last 2 moving up the short position. NBK spots 1, spots 2, but Exist will trade a frag. 2 versus 3, and this does become doable. Defuse kit collected for Exist, trying to trade now, trying to clutch, but 2 versus 1 on the peak. 9 to 7 for G2.
I wonder if they're going to go for the force by FaZe. You really want to see the AWP on Guardian ASAP. But they will go for the full force, which means Guardian, unless he's able to get the kills or something like that, he's not going to be able to afford that AWP properly on the first buy round. So a lot of pressure on doing damage in this round, really.
Definitely.
Ooh.
Wow. So, I mean, I think that the reason why FaZe won so many rounds in the past or stolen them away is because of how good they are with pistols on these eco rounds.
That was a lot of opportunity for Nico.
Yeah. It does seem that G2 just aren't expecting or anticipating any kind of pushing. They got caught off guard pretty badly here.
That is weird.
Oh, Ass is very dangerous against Guardian. He's down to 19 though. Force back. Exist. Trying to peek there. And that's kind of a good timing for Exist to peek, because they're looking for Guardian still. So there may have been a window of opportunity, but he does get shut down. So this looks very scary, but it has been controlled.
I like the, you can see the decision making from Guardian after he takes the initial shot, goes back and sees that there are two people almost double peeking him. Maybe he tags somebody, doesn't necessarily kill somebody, and then he goes down if you re-peek, so he slowly backs off, and it's like, how do I want to continue to be a threat, maybe bait for a teammate, and get some kills out of this without going down 1 for 1. So he backs off and tries to fight another day, another way.
It was weird that they weren't prepared for even just an underpass push.
Yeah, that's the one that
Like,
surprised me the most.
What is your anti-eco, if not watching that?
This is cool from G2. MEK stays on the P250, as does Body, in fact, and he's going to sort of fake out A by himself, and they're just going to run into B. This is kind of cool. Works out really well.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty nifty. Kenny's been loving that Khalil. Ooh, nicely done by Kenny. Oh! fast 5k almost. Almost, but denied.
It's funny he got so many kills there because it took him a while to get in the window, and because the window's not broken, he can't jump back out the window if he is up against too much action, so he's kind of just forced to fight here. And there we go, we have Faze with no AWP on Guardian on the buy round. 4-round deficit already. But again, it's one of the teams you can least whine about not having the AWP because they win so many force buys. It is just quite ridiculous, so you really can't. I mean, the statistics speak for themselves.
Yeah.
But you just want to see these snipers sniping, that's all.
Absolutely, who would not be a fan of that? Guardian will go down first of all, though, by Body. The G2 mid take is a success, a resounding success. There'll be champagne handed out later, I'm sure, but Carrigan could potentially put a stop to this. He's got assistance. Nico is there with him to double peek, and that's going to work out. Apex, very fast and forward is he on that connector or jungle position, and now it's down to Exist here. Does get spotted out by the first jump. The second frag will be his as well. 2v2 with a minute to play with, and Apex is on a very good position.
Lots of time to make the adjustment. And Apex can get CT control as well. The only trouble is crossing once he decides if he's going to come up A ramp or out of Palace. It looks like he's just going to run up. And he also has a smoke as well, so that helps. But Apex maintaining position here allows Body to have many more options in the post plant.
That's one to learn.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh boy. Oh my god, that could have been the round right there.
Yeah, but it's not, unfortunately, for Rain. Carrigan making his way to that jungle position. And there is a kill from Body. Making a play through the smoke, not going to work out for him. But, yeah, smoking off jungle from Tetris. Very common position to have to deal with, so that was nicely done. Nicely done.
Nice.
Nice.
12-7.
Nice.
And the money really sucks for FaZe. It will be an interesting spot for G2 as they try to deal with these pistols. It's always interesting, I think, against FaZe, as mentioned. And by interesting, perhaps maybe a bit too stressful and scary is a better way to describe it. But in comes the grenades, and another thing to note is that previously, in a round like this, G2 have actually faked A. We saw that with MBK. They sort of just fake the nades onto A, and so you can see that here, they're sort of threatening that. They're just waiting now. And so...
It's a weird... It's kind of a weird fake. Because they have... Oh, they're anti-eco. Okay.
Yeah, it's like they're double faking.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So here just holding after the utility, waiting for a response.
It's cool that it's NBK leading the charge once again. So same man, doing the same things with different tools. And now they can start to reveal more of the jigsaw. 3-on-3, and NBK's got 8 HP. This is winnable. Carrigan's got the AK-47. How does Kenny re-peek now? Exists waiting for a double peek as well, but sailing the grenade into his chest is Kenny S. 1 versus 2 now, but again, with an AK-47, a lot can be done here for Carrigan. Whereas the second player, though, there he is. Kenny S, ever an issue.
That is for sure. 13-7. 13-7. Things not looking too hot here now for FaZe. Well, they are in boiling water. So many things are looking hot for them.
That's pretty hot. I mean,
yeah. I'm gonna just gonna change it up.
Scalding.
Which way am I going, James? You never know.
I guess they could just get dropped in. So even from a fridge, pull out of a fridge, put it in boiling water.
Oh, that would be the worst.
That would be the worst.
I wouldn't enjoy that very much.
I don't want to be in a fridge.
I'd rather be in the boiling water.
Moving out through the smoke, RG2. Flashbang high from Rain, but he won't be saved. He'll go down, he'll be sacrificed. He will be tributes. But will it be enough? Will the gods be forgiving? Perhaps not.
What? How do you see it?
3 players around connector. Mixwell will have lots to do. He's going to back off, however. There are grenades to be deployed, and that one is perfect.
Ooh.
Landing at the feet of Nico.
That is just not nice. That's just not nice. 3-4 here for FaZe. It's not looking all that fun on the retake. They don't have incendiaries. There's once was 2 smokes actually, a couple flashbangs as well. But they are not in great positions, and they want to keep these AWPs, and you can't blame them. These AWPs, maybe did you say 2 AWPs are the way back into the game for them at this point? That is the hope that they have to stay in this game. It all rests on 2 AWPs.
That will help, yeah. I think we haven't seen too many straight up executes from G2, but those will work if they find out. And FaZe have to go 7 rounds in a row off of that. So either the ops get them rounds, which gives them confidence, which allows them to do other things, or their rifling players are able to hold down everything that the ops aren't holding. Because this one thing won't save them right now. G2 will be able to sniff this out, hit them with a full execute, and cause new problems for FaZe within a couple of rounds. But it's a good adjustment at the start. They're going to start somewhere.
That's an ugly pillow.
Yeah.
It's not the best, is it?
Could really do better.
It's weird, like a different orange with the orange.
Yeah, it's just hasn't been done well, has it? Let's be honest.
Just put that in the bin.
Doesn't contrast well with anything. Not even the green carpet ahead of it. It's just the rug.
Remove Mirage, confirmed.
It's just a mess. It's just a mess. G2 now with double the score of their opponent FaZe. Mixwell with a cheeky peek. There are, if you bounce the flashbang off the wall which goes out the window, it does flash people in that position as well. But how could you know what position they were in? But if somebody's on the van, unless they're close wall balcony and not facing, then the flash is good. Jumping out the window while the G2 players, these trades will be very favourable. They have the site now. Rain trying to deploy a Molotov, trying to stop a plant, trying to hold position. Oh, straight into the molly is Apex, and he does not have all the health in the world, so that was a very nice molly indeed from Rain.
And now he only has 1 player to play off of, NBK. They're gonna, ooh, NBK, that is a beautiful transfer to save himself. And Apex with the angle onto Guardian. I think the barrel is probably showing past the window there. And that is surprising. I actually felt like they were in a spot of bother.
No, they had him. This flash, he turned fully from it, and they both fought out. That was like the perfect flash. It didn't even blind him, but it made him fully turn around. And when he turned back, they were both completely out of the window. That's so hard to coordinate.
Yeah, MBK is just a god. He is a god. Nico with the underpass push, playing the door position is very annoying. Just hiding in that little cubby by the door to the carpet, the rug shop. It's a rug shop, right?
Yeah, people don't even realise that there is a store in the underpass
that sells rugs.
Yeah. You want to buy a rug, mate? We've got some rugs.
I feel like a guy who sells rugs doesn't sound like that.
Carrigan, well, you haven't been to East London. East London. There goes Carrigan. He was the only person on the B-bomb site, and there were 4, maybe 5 T's waiting for him. 4, because body is dead. Exists now, has to hold down the store area, trying to be forced away by these T's. Good luck with this retake, FaZe.
Oh, nicely done by Guardian. Precise 2 more players to go through, MBK and Mixwell. MBK very weak, but last time it didn't really trouble them too much. Nice, the spray transfer, not going to find his mark. Mixwell needed that frag, and he won't get it. Faze with a lifeline. But how far will the lifeline extend? Or will it be snuffed out in the next round? The money will be there for G2 in spades. Spades of cash.
4K from Guardian. Meanwhile, 3 of his teammates have 10 frags apiece. Hasn't been the best of maps for FaZe just yet. Does not bode well for the future of this game of Mirage. What is the money for G2? Lots of money! And that money will be spent. They will have a better buy than FaZe. See what they can do with it.
We saw FaZe totally dominate some team on Mirage. I can't remember who it was, but it wasn't even that long ago.
Oh, we hit that.
Yeah, but jeez. Body is shooketh.
Oh, wow. Body's taking some hits.
Massive exchange of grenades on B. Okay. Okay, Rain. If you insist. 1 minute 20. Map control's been compromised towards B. And Mixwell, he's heard the flashbang being primed, but he can't find Karrigan in time. Karrigan making a nuisance of himself. Does he hear the footsteps from Kenny?
Oof. All right, well, they're getting just destroyed this round. Nicely done by FaZe. Still a long road to recovery, though, for FaZe. We'll need 6 in a row after this victory. That's a lot to ask against G2. G2 are going to have a lot of buys left as well. They'll basically be buying and buying and buying, especially if they get the bomb down. The buys will never cease. Ooh. They're actually half buying here. They could have full bought. They're going to go for...
strange.
This is actually very cool because...
They had 3, they could drop 3 AK.
But they're deciding that they want to just tailor around to some CZs. And this, I like this. I think this is actually legitimate. From them, we'll see if it works out. The very fast pace of the CZs will get themselves into the B-bomb site the first frags had, but Karrigan is doing a great job with Guardian in doing the damage. Exist with so much damage as well. The assists all over the place. Body, oh, so close, but they'll dodge and juke around the pillar, and Body will be unable to do any additional damage.
I feel like of all the rounds that you see them, that you would see them force or not force, like that one actually seemed like it made sense.
I mean, I like it. I mean, I feel like there is definitely an argument in buy rounds to not just spend all of your money. And if you want to do a fast round, having some CZs are really effective on, like when you're just going for wide peaks and swinging out for your AK players.
Yeah, they are strong.
It is actually very strong. Yeah.
Oh, they did it again? Wait, they did it again?
Okay, now that's weird. Now it's weird.
Holy smoke.
Now it's weird.
They're trying to prove a point here.
Oh, maybe they are trying to prove a point here.
They actually have like way more than enough money.
This is curious.
But they didn't even get like all their names.
A double CZ buy.
Are they? Maybe they are trying to. Are they trolling?
Why would I don't think it would be wise to do that.
No, I don't think so either.
I feel like they might be experimenting, but I honestly can see, like, I feel like a lot of teams think about that fact that CZs are so strong, and they think, all right, we could do this.
It could be that it's a drill. They want to try in a live environment, but two rounds of it is, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's that they spent slightly more money than they wanted to in the previous round. But here we go.
Maybe they bought so that they can survive a reset, so that now that they double bought CZs, they can full buy here, and then they have extra money.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
From last round, so they can survive the reset.
Basically, like an approach to the loss bonus on match point.
Yeah.
Specifically. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're starting off okay this round. Nico will equalize in middle. Rain is creeping up underpass, probably undetected. There is a likely no way that they are aware of this. And do they know about Mixwell? Because if they do, Rain can just go kill him. MBK, though, opening things up towards A. That's very important. But Rain he's undercover. He's covert, and he is executing Kenny S. Stabbing him in the back, that's the bomb.
Oh my god, what is going on?
Flags on flags on flags. Maxwell can't find Rain though.
Ooh, the flashbang is enough. And that leaves Body in a really weird situation. What is going on? That is the question, as put by my colleagues. So let's see now. G2 are in that weird situation. We'll see what they choose to do. This is turning into a wild one. Very confusing, the double CZ round, but they do have a bias considerably limited in terms of map control and so on. You need your utility. They'll get the initial smoke out. Garden with a delayed shot in case of a cross. This time he will not be so lucky.
They have mid control. That's a big first step. This early into the rounds, use most of their utility already. But that honestly might not matter for the fast connector splits if they do decide to do it. Flash.
Yeah, very nice flash. That is really huge. Like, this is a beautiful position to find yourself in on T side. 5v4, you've got connector, you've essentially threatened everything on the map. Rain is in a very key position, has to survive, has to win his 1v1. He's been spotted now though. And now he's going to have to fall back a little bit. He's got problems here. He could get pinched from connector. He's worrying about it. He can't win the 1v1 though. Nico with the taps is savage. And there's more to be done there. Apex remains as Nico just occupies his attention. His teammates will come in from the back. And that's a shot, I think, over the top of the box. Oh my god.
What in the blue hell was that, Nico? All taps.
Just artist with his paintbrush.
Unreal. I'm still wondering about the double CZ thing. They've spent what they can spend. G2, the big buy will come next round, should another buy be required. Guardian hoping there'd be a gap, but there's no gap. Even if you block the smoke, you can only really slow them down so much. Take them slightly off course.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up because it'll stop you midair, but
Okay, so very open connector position is proving quite lovely for FaZe, and they are looking like overtime is a distinct possibility at this rate. G2 have found no success. This is what, 8 rounds, 7? Well, it would be 8 rounds in a row, I think, for G2, if I'm not mistaken. If they make it a 15. 7 or 8, something to that effect. G2 perhaps felt quite comfortable originally, 7 or 8 rounds ago. But FaZe have really been grinding their way back.
so it was two rounds that they did CZ armor, and then 1 round they bought, and then the next round they bought again, even though they lost it.
And both rounds they did the CZ armor, they actually could have full bought as well. Even the first time.
Even the first time.
It was possible to full buy.
So out of that, they got the 4 rounds. But then they would have had if they didn't do that, they would have had a double save on the loss.
Yeah,
It might have cost them more.
yeah.
They technically got like 4 pretty good buys.
I feel like if you're taking that approach, just, I mean, well, I can see what they're going for.
I think it was technically the most optimal.
Yeah, to get the most full buys out and have the most best chances. So, just not something you normally see. I mean, you're not normally in that position. See whether Kenny can get something here. It's all chips are on the A-bomb site here, and there's all players are basically on the A-bomb site as well. There's only Carrigan who's left out of the fun. Everyone else is going to enjoy the party.
It's going to be an explosive one. Ready of fireworks. Exists. Can he get 2? He can. Oh my. That is quite the shooting gallery on A. And here we are at overtime once again.
Back once again with the overtime. G2 must be a bit sick of the overtimes on Mirage. Have we been here before, guys?
3 rounds and a half, $10,000 per person. And FaZe have done the all-in play. 2 sniper rifles in the first round. Tactical timeout from G2. Opportunities have come and gone for the French, but new opportunities have arisen for both teams. Guardian just shy of 30 kills. Leading the scoreboard at the moment. And starting on the CT side as well. Perhaps they can have more success and continue that momentum. Pressure's being taken off FaZe now. Maybe G2 are feeling it at this point.
Yeah, especially considering they lost versus Astralis in the same situation. And they know that FaZe could have potentially watched their last match. Their most recent calls and everything like that's unneeded stress. Whether or not they watched it.
Okay, well, MBK will get dinked, I think, by Rain. Oh, Exist, what's going on here? He's gonna get... This is so strange. In the smoke there, undetected. T's all around him. I don't know if he knows. Now he does. Spots Body. Body had no idea. Very odd, very peculiar circumstance, but he comes out the better.
Nades towards Sandwich. Nades under the boost. Apex will field the second one. We've got Nico on toll booth having a look towards Connector. Carrigan, ooh, he's going deep for this repeat, expecting the grenades, but he's gone too far forward. He seems almost confused there. NBK and Kenny S remain. NBK with the bomb and 11 HP. And there it goes. Kenny on his way, but what can you expect to do at this point? Just charging forwards. Kenny going to go in Rambo mode, but it won't last very long at all.
So FaZe pick up the first round in overtime, and there is some advantage, I suppose, you could credit them to have with so much success on that CT side, so many rounds won in a row. They get to stay on that CT side and continue in the same groove, which provided them much success in regulation, and G2 get to instead sit in the disappointment and of just witnessing failure upon failure. It's not a fun spot for them to be in right now, and they'll go for another set piece onto the A site. Exist starts things off with a bang there for FaZe.
Oh, almost getting another multi-frag around that position like he did in normal time, but his team will clean up around him. FaZe looking pretty damn strong, and Kenny S is alone once more. 1 minute 13, what can he really do? Save for over a minute. I don't think they'll allow it. It's 2 for 2 for FaZe. See what money G2 have at this point. No plants.
Exist certainly holding up his end of the bargain. He's been playing that Palace spot really well. Getting the one kill is just so key as the kind of close A-ramp player, in the sense that anyone who passes by Tetris totally compromises his position. He has chosen to take the fight versus Palace, and he's won it twice. So that can just set the round off. I mean, he almost got that second kill as well. The flash was great. I think he just got a little bit unlucky. A critical player versus these A hits.
G2. I don't think they got a bomb plant either time, did they? So you can see they're struggling on the money here.
Hard out here.
I do believe if you get the bomb down once, you can actually buy third round full AKs. So we can see sacrifices have been made here. Mixwell going Galil, so he can actually get full grenades. CZ UMP, not ideal situation for G2. Bomb left in CT, T-spawn. 4 players towards B here. FaZe are expecting an early round B push, or at least want to be safe against one. Oh my god. So Exist has actually gone over towards B. And this is working quite the treat for FaZe.
Uh-oh.
G2 need to pull their socks up, otherwise they will be facing 3 match points in the second half. And going into match number 4 afterwards, don't think they will be very happy with that. The bomb moving up mid, NBK making some openings for them. Body picks up elsewhere, and Nico continues to be a problem on the A site. The rotation coming in now. Took a while to figure out where Guardian was being shot from. Now Apex has to move quickly, but he can't move quick enough. 3 from 3 for FaZe in that first half, and indeed it is 3 match points for them into the second.
That's a big yikes. Falling a bit flat in this OT, unfortunately. FaZe had a really strong comeback, though. I think they were very happy to just continue to play CT side, whereas G2, I think we're looking forward to this, but because they couldn't even get one round, there's just so much stress now, so much pressure to go above and beyond. Double ops right out the gate. I like it. I like it.
FaZe looking for that clean win in overtime. Set up from FaZe, 2 players, Pit, 1 Palace, creep in, Rain and Carrigan in through underpass to attack connector, maybe even threaten a boost. Rain is moving forwards, he could be massive here, will catch Apex through the smoke, spins around, can't quite find the frag onto Mixwell. Now all the action kicks off as Nico is playing from the Palace position, looking to find more damage, but they're all gone from the bomb site. And there's a minute left, what did FaZe do?
Kenny forced away on CT ramp, but he started to move back. He is pretty low. I guess he feels like he's avoided most of the grenades. It's all about shooting heads. Carrigan will be the playmaker here. The other 2 waiting for him to get something done. But there is a CT in a ladder room with an off angle. There it is. It pays off for Mixwell. But what did they read out of this? I don't know where the other 2 players are now. So did G2 put somebody back in the B bomb site, or did they gamble on a retake? Seems Mixwell will continue there. Kenny with an off angle looking towards the Palace position. Guardian almost hitting the mark. And Nico just waiting. Nico with 6 HP. Guardian has to do a lot. He's done a lot already so far. And now it's just down to Guardian. Nobody peeking, waiting for the bomb. Kenny running distraction and getting the first of 3 rounds which G2 need here.
That was a pretty strong A setup. For some reason, FaZe seemed totally convinced that someone was triple for a very long time. I think if they knew that that triple guy had moved back to CT with Kenny S, he snuck out of there like a slippery, I want to say snake. That's like not a good word to call a Counter-Strike player because negative connotation. Some slippery animal. A toad, perhaps. Maybe a fish of some sort.
Very good, very good.
Like it, I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Headshots raining for FaZe. MBK, the only man between G2 and certain defeats. He's got 17 points of health. He is dead. Rain will take him down, and FaZe will pick up the game. G2 will feel very disappointed. They, I think, conceded, what was it, 7 or 8 rounds in a row when they were sitting on match point in regulation.
I think the score was 14-7, might have been.
Yeah, sounds right.
That's a tough comeback. Very resilient. Our FaZe actually seen them lose a couple of times, and again, I think it's great that Exist isn't like kind of talked about as like not being all up. Like he seems like he's contributing, doing his part. And
It's a difficult run so far for G2. 0-3 now. And see what kind of mindset they'll have for game number 4. That's got to be dejecting, especially in fashion in which they lost that one. Overpass will be the 4th and final map for the European show today. That'll be coming up very shortly indeed. So 33 frags for Guardian. Most certainly helped his team take it over the line. Everybody showing up for FaZe in that victory. So again, after the break, it is going to be Overpass between these 2 teams. That is the final map here in the European stage of ECS. So stay tuned. We will be back very shortly.